Here we go. So you want to grab possibly a sponge and look at this. Rita BB. You want to grab a sponge toothbrush, maybe, and a brush back there in the bin. Start off with a magazine page and just small amounts of paint. And I'll put the paint colors that will be good for this back on the counter. But you want a black background, and you'll want to be really careful and rest your hand while you paint around your object. So it's a little bit difficult to do. You can also do an entire background space and cut out your objects and put it on, but then you have to be a good cutter too. So, just take your time painting around your object with black. And then, kind of while things are a little bit wet and tacky back there behind your object, you're going to use the sponge to sponge in some blues, purples, and actually whites to give it some clouds and space effect. So this really is not like a lesson in color theory or a deep lesson in painting. This is very beginning. Load your brush just like half the way. Don't ruin the brush. Think about brush size. You don't want something super small. You might want to get 2 sizes of brushes so you can paint around the object. I'm going to pretend I had a small brush and I finished that. Okay, so then get your blue, your purple, your turquoise, whatever, maybe magenta, whatever colors you want to put in to make this space-like. And just, again, small amounts of paint. You do not need large amounts of paint for this. And you can get them on the side of your sponge, and you can kind of sponge that into the background if you want to. Just kind of gives it some space effect. And I love to put the white in. The white's like kind of magical because it kind of bumps up those colors a little bit. Again, that's probably a little bit too much paint I put down there, but well. And you can... I don't have as big of a space to work with here, so that might have been a little bit too much white, but you can use the other side of your sponge to sponge it back up. Alright, so I have like a space-like effect. If you want stars, you can dip your brush into white and make stars like this. If you want splatters with your toothbrush, be a little bit careful about what's around you. You might want to cover things, but if you put a little white paint in there, I'm not going to do a heavy splatter here, just a tiny baby one. And you run your thumb through. That will give you some little splatters. If I want to splatter with these other colors, I can. Again, I'm at a desk, so I'm not doing like a huge splatter right now. If you want to paint like a shooting star, I don't have a tiny brush, so I'm going to do it with this big brush, but you can just put like little tails on things with a tiny brush. And in the end, your object exists in space.